specializing in trucks, 100-tonners,
Okay.
engines and engines and Cummins engine, Cat engines and transmission, Allison, whatever. I become an instructor.
Okay. Would you instruct on the engines, or just how to operate them, to build them?
How to build them, how to repair them, etc., etc. I was a repairman, mechanic.
Okay.
Mechanic. Matter of fact, I feel real proud because, see, when you're working for the mines, in order to become a authentic journeyman mechanic or an operator, you have to be at the age of 35, maybe 40 years.
Okay.
And what happens is I took him to court. And I qualified myself as a mechanic at the age of 29.
Okay.
Pretty young.
Did they have classes you took there, or did you take some things on the outside?
They sent us to school, or get the school to come down here and hold classes for hydraulics, for engines, for whatever.
Did you go any places to go to school? Outside Ajo, most of them were here?
In the mine.
Did you ever go on a trip to go to school a different place, or no?
After I go to work for the state, I specialize in hydraulics after that. As a matter of fact, you from Arizona?
Yeah. Well, I came in here in 83, 84.
You ever seen those snow blowers they use at the Grand Canyon and Oracle and Flagstaff? Big old loaders with big snow blowers.
I see. Shoot snow. Okay.
Guess who made them?
Is it? Who's it? You?
The guys specialized in heavy equipment.
Yeah.
And what happened, they had trucks doing the snow blowing.
Yeah.
And why not put them on loaders? And in the summertime, take them off, use it as a loader. Wintertime, use it as a blower.
Okay.
And guess who did it?
Yeah. All right. Were those making the snow or just moving it?
Moving from
one. Okay.
He had a big blade like that with an auger.
Oh, okay.
You seen those little guys? The guys just
yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen it. Yeah. Yeah.
This is
the big ones. Okay. Yeah. I think I've seen. Yeah, I've seen those on the street.
That was my specialty for that. And then they used to send me in the summer and check out the snow blowers and the snow plows, and I would send them to Phoenix, whatever, so which one was going to repair and how much it's going to cost.
Okay.
Because over here I've also become the one for accidents, for truck. I'm the one that usually deciding what we're going to fix and what not. And matter of fact, this is more or less what I was working on.
Okay, yeah.
And a thing like this, what I would do is, this came with Detroit engine, Cat engine, and that's our 19. If you remember 74,
yeah.
If you remember now, 74 we had a deal called a fuel thing that
the OPEC, yeah. Yeah.
So right away, let's say like this engine, this truck here had a Caterpillar engine. It will run about 26 gallons per hour.
Okay.
Yeah. And with 750 horses. We went out and I fabricated a system, put a Cummins engine, 1,200 horses for 15 gallons per hour.
All right, yeah.
So cut it almost in half. And more power.
Yeah, yeah.
So then I start, okay, I'm going to start developing different things. And when they kicked me out, when I went to work for a stake, it took me about a week and I had a job with them.
That's good,
so,
yeah.
And if you ever get to the snow country or in Arizona, you see those big loaders with a big auger in the front, shooting the snow way up there. That's yours truly.
All right.
I was real proud of that. And I worked for the state for 20 years. You know.
And what brought you back to Ajo?
Oh, I had a home here.
Okay.
But now I got a home there and a home here.
Yeah.
I was born here. So. Hope to die here.
Yeah. Do you live here year round now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All the time.
Do you rent your other house out or no?
I go to Phoenix every once in a while.
Once a while to go visit. Yeah.
Or whatever. Now, matter of fact, I've been actually this year. I've been thinking maybe I'll sell it and get out of that. Anyway.
Hard to keep it up sometimes here with.
From the courthouse, they gave it to us about 3 years ago because they put a new system in. They said, you guys want this? Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take anything you got.
Is this a replica of a water tower, or is
Yeah,
this
replica
one
of the
here?
water tower that that's welding class the school built in 79, 80, something like that.
Is that still up
No,
somewhere?
that's gone.
It's
That's
gone. Taken down.
Everything's gone. See what happens over here in Arizona. You got a building, or whatever you got, you got to pay tax on it.
Yeah.
If you don't got it, you ain't gonna
Pay taxes on it. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're gonna pay taxes on it.
And the town is like a ghost town, so it's very mixed emotions when you go back to something like that.
This mine goes back in history to
Yeah.
about 1750.
Okay.
History in Spain, not in the United States. You know, the United States got other problem trying to declare the independence, whatever. But Spain's already talking about the silver from Ajo.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, on top here, picture this. On top here, you
Uh-huh.
have high-grade silver in these little hills. It was here. Silver and gold, or a lot of copper.
Mm-hmm.
But what are the Spaniards going to do with high-grade copper in Spain, say in 1750?
Yeah.
No lights,
Mm-hmm.
no water tubing,
Yeah.
no computers.
Yeah.
A lot of copper going in computers. But anyway, they're gold and silver.
What they do with the gold and silver? Just for jewelry? Then that's
No,
they
no.
do it for other things.
Spanish Armada.
Yeah.
Well, go back in history. Spain is it's a big country like that, about the size of Texas, maybe
Yeah.
a little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been there.
By 16th and 17th century, they had the Spanish Armada, the biggest fleet the world had ever known.
Yeah.
How was it financed if not by gold and silver from North and South America?
Mm-hmm.
Whether they could take, see, whatever they took from here, they had to pack it all the way to central Mexico on the east coast, Veracruz.
Mm-hmm.
It's about halfway, it's a long way to pack anything.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever went out rock hunting and looked yourself down, but you
Yeah.
didn't get to a drop. Oh,
Yeah.
I do that once in a while.
Okay.
You know. But anyway, in 1750, and the Spaniards were here, Indians were using it for coloring of the rock, whatever. Then the Mexicans used it.
Uh-huh.
And then I like to say that Gaston Purchase, one of the easiest things with Gaston Purchase is about the last time you hear about a guy named Santa Ana from Mexico. They used to belong to Mexico. I always like to tell people he probably was on his retirement stage,
Yeah.
get the money, so he sold this little section. But the United States were very anxious to get it because they wanted a railroad from the east to the west. They had a northern railroad, you know, set up for northern railroad, central railroad, and southern railroad.
Mm-hmm.
But it's cold up there in central and northern, so down here it's not that cold. So they bought this section from Gila River down, which encompass Tucson, Tombstone, Cielo Vista, all the way to New Mexico.
Was it the Gadsden purchase?
Gaston
Yeah.
Purchase, right. Then right here you can see this.
Uh-huh.
In 1954 we celebrated 100 years
Uh-huh.
at Crater Lake, which is about 10 miles, 15 miles north of here. And they did a play there for about 3 or 4 nights. Beautiful play. The reason I remember I was in junior high band, I was playing the saxophone and the clarinet,
Okay.
playing the music score.
Okay. Could you still play it today if you pick one up? Maybe. Yeah. All right.
Even I'm glad to say my brothers and sisters, all musicians, my granddaughters, especially, well, one of them, she's going to graduate from in Indiana from college,
Yeah.
Marion College, and she went to 4 years of that on scholarship on drums.
All right.
But she knows violin, she knows tuba, she knows piano. I think she's going to be a music teacher.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because I'm due to go up there last of April
Uh-huh.
for her recital. I'm going to buy the dress and I'll stay there for her graduation.
All right. All right. In Indiana? Yeah. Okay.
In Annapolis, matter of fact.
All right.
In Annapolis. When she was in high school, I used to go all the time because in high school they were out there marching with the band. I get cold.
Yeah.
By November, it's cold. I don't like cold.
No.
See, like right here, you can
People.
see the building where we're in.
Mm-hmm.
And this is some of the
The
Indian
individuals.
population.
Yeah.
The white roof houses are company houses. And over here you had privately owned. Market is over here someplace.
When did they move out of the houses? What year was that?
About 74, you started to move
74?
out. See, What happens, you have minerals down there, but the rail system, you have to widen out at the top before you can go down.
Mm-hmm.
Even to this day, from the bottom, they figure about 700 feet more they can go down.
Okay.
It's a lot of digging. So
Uh-huh.
the system they had, rail system, well, you have to widen. You have to widen. Matter of fact, one of my girls, well,
Yeah.
it'd be one of my girls that goes to Washington D.C. in '76 as a senior.
Mm-hmm.
No, she wasn't a senior, junior, I think she was. She goes to Washington D.C., play for the '76
Okay. Yeah.
thing in Washington D.C.
Mm-hmm.
Is in there someplace. She was in the band also.
Okay.
Okay, so same story, same story. But on campus here at UNM, everybody had it in '64. My experience in class.
Yeah, and over here,
It's like you have an employee that's okay
and over here, you're gonna see Mr. Greenway.
Okay. Have you ever met Mr. Greenway?
Oh, no, I never met him. He
No?
died
When did he die?
in 1926.
Okay.
Okay, this, people say he's trying to look like John Wayne.
Okay.
This
Yeah.
picture was taken 1898. Wayne
Before
was in-
John Wayne was around. Yeah.
Yeah, before you even thought of. But anyway, and that guy next to him is
Who's that?
Theodore.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. See
Teddy.
the Teddy. Uh-huh.
And then after this venture in Cuba, this is in Cuba,
Uh-huh.
here, he goes to work with a guy named Carnegie.
Okay.
Probably Andrew.
Huh?
Anytime you hear Carnegie, it means money.
Yeah.
Andrew Carnegie money. But anyway, he goes to work for Andrew Carnegie in Minnesota
Mm-hmm.
in low-grade open pit mining. And then he finds in my job with Calumet, Arizona Mining Company in Bisbee, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
This is his company house,
Yeah.
and it's still there today, used as a bed and breakfast. And then he comes on now from about 1910, 1911, and finds low grade. See, by that time, Mexicans, Spaniards, and whatever had taken the good stuff
Okay.
on already.
Uh-huh.
So we had low grade stuff. And what happens is, he, let me get tracked on here.
Okay, yeah.
Tell you the story that he finds a lot of low grade ore, not too much water. So he goes around poking all over the desert looking for water. About 7 miles north of here, he finds water about 650 feet way down there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of water. Said, okay, now we can maybe make a mine go. But remember, he knows Carnegie and he knows that guy becomes president.
Yeah.
That kind of help. So he probably said, well, we're going to open pit like it was in Minnesota where he was working before, and maybe we can make a go of it. And he did. He kind of goes back and right away he built a powerhouse. He built, because at that time you couldn't draw water 600 feet, a lot of suction to draw it up.
Yeah.
So he hand digs the whole thing all the way down there.
Oh, geez.
And then where kind of makes tunnels like northeast and southwest.
Where was that hole?
That's still there, 750 miles from here. I mean 7 miles from here,
7 miles north of here?
north of here.
Okay.
You see, same water. We're
Okay.
still drinking the good water. It's good water. Huh?
Yeah.
I drank the whole my life. Well, anyway,
Okay.
what happens is he finds the water, makes tunnels so the water will come collect, so he can pump it out. He hand digs the whole thing down there to put his electric pumps to push it. That either push it and pull it.
Mhm.
Matter of fact, we still have a picture of the building, not building, the enclosure back down there, where you can see the old pumps. They don't use them no more, they use suction pumps now.
Okay.
But back then, they had to use them. But anyway, developed the town the way you see it. He hires architects from California, from Minnesota, from Arizona. Build a nice, pretty town so the ladies stay here. The way the ladies stay here, guess what happened to the guy?
And stay here too. Yeah.
And Like that school was built in 1919.
Uh-huh.
This hospital was built about 1920. He had that downtown area going in. A lot of work here. But then, he gets married about 48, 49 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He had one child, Jack. Then, by the time he's 54, he dies in New York City.
That's pretty young. There. How do you know how he died?
He had
Where
a
he died?
gallbladder operation. They didn't kill him, but they say that it was a blood clot. That
Uh-huh.
back then, you can realize it too. That they used to tell you got a big cut, you got a rest. The reason I say this, I got also whacked over like that when I was 57,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember getting out of my days. They say you got to run from here to there. What do you mean run? I'm here.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
They got me up running. You know, get away from the blood clot guy. Anyway, they open up his will and testament. Naturally, his wife there, his one son Jack, and all these minors. Not 1, 2, or 3, or the supervisor. All these minors. Now see, at 54, he didn't expect to die so young. By then, he had the hospital. He had the area downtown, going to the store and all that. And he had the electric company, he had a light company, he had a railroad system from here to Gila Bend, where they could get a railroad going to east, from West Coast to East Coast or vice versa. And they were not minors, so they didn't get anything. But Mr. Roosevelt pulls out her wallet and says, you know, what the miners got, all of you are going to get.
Mm.
And they got according to how much time spent with the company as employees.
Okay.
And the reason I say that, because my grandfather was one of them.
Okay.
Growing up, myself, my mom, my grandfather was always saying how Greenway had left in money. And I said to myself, why in the hell did everybody leave in money, you know?
Uh-huh.
I come to realize we left it to all the miners.
Yeah.
And then we found a pay ledger, you know, and that says that my grandfather was here in 1912. So I said, okay, that's why,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And now, when he got married, right
Yeah.
away he built his house, which is still out there.
I think I was reading an article in the paper today about somebody fixing up that house.
Oh yeah, they fixed it up. I think they're going to have tours today or next week. I don't know.